There was once a boy who was bullied, broke, lonely, and painfully misunderstood. A boy who didn't know how to make friends, but knew how to dream big enough to scare the world. That boy grew up and asked the most dangerous question of the century. Can humans live beyond Earth? He became the mad scientist of our time and rewrote the future. This is the story of that man.
The boy who dreamed in fire. The sun in South Africa was harsh, but the young boy's gaze was harsher. His name was Elon Musk. At 12, when kids his age were busy chasing soccer balls, Elon was chasing ideas. Ideas too big for a child and too weird for the adults around him. He lived inside books, literally. He could read 10 hours a day. His mother worried, his father complained, and his classmates, they mocked him. They called him nerd, weirdo, robot boy, alien kid. While everyone laughed during breaks, Elon sat alone with a sci-fi novel. While others fought on the playground, Elon wondered how rockets work. He once whispered to his cousin, "I don't know what I'll be, but I'll build something big." The cousin laughed. The world laughed. But Elon didn't stop dreaming. Bullies nearly killed him. One day, a group of boys beat him so brutally that his face swelled, his lungs filled with fluid, and he spent a week in the hospital. Lying on that cold bed, staring at a broken ceiling, Elon made a silent promise. One day, they'll remember my name. He didn't know then. The entire planet would remember it.
A brain too big for his reality. By his teenage years, Elon realized something important. If he stayed in South Africa, he'd be trapped. No future, no tech, no opportunity to change the world. So he made a decision that would alter everything. He told his mother, "I have to go to Canada." His father laughed loudly. "You can't even find your socks. How will you change America?" Elon didn't answer. He simply packed his bag. Escape to Canada. At 17, Elon arrived in Canada with almost no money. He slept on floors, worked at lumber yards, and cleaned filthy boiler rooms to survive. Jobs he did: shoveling ice, fixing roofs, cutting wood, cleaning a dangerous factory basement. But no matter how cold the nights were, no matter how hungry he was, Elon kept repeating one thing to himself: "I must reach America." Because in his mind, America was not a country. It was a launch pad. America finally here. He studied during the day, worked at night, and wrote startup ideas on scraps of paper. Then came 1995, the internet boom. Elon looked at the glowing screen and thought, "This will change the world. I need to be part of it." He didn't wait for permission. He didn't wait for investors. He simply built a company.
The first spark. Zip2 was a digital city guide, a revolutionary idea at that time. But the company in the early days? It was chaos. Elon slept on the office floor. He showered at the YMCA. He coded until he fell asleep on the keyboard. His brother warned him, "You'll die at this pace." Elon smiled. "Maybe, but not before I build something meaningful." Years later, Zip2 sold for nearly $200 million. Elon had money for the first time in his life. But he wasn't done. Not even close. X.com, Elon's crazy idea that became PayPal. After selling Zip2, Elon immediately jumped into his next insane plan, to change how humans handle money. People said, "Online banking? That'll never work." Elon said, "Watch me." X.com later became PayPal, and it exploded. But success didn't come easy. The board fired him from his own company. He returned from his honeymoon and learned he no longer controlled PayPal. His response? He worked harder. When PayPal eventually sold, Elon said something shocking to his wife at the time. "I'm going to spend all this money on rockets." She stared at him. "All of it?" Elon nodded. "Dreams don't come cheap."
SpaceX, Elon Musk versus the entire aerospace world. Elon wanted to send humans to Mars. People laughed in his face. He didn't care. He created SpaceX and declared, "I will make space travel affordable. I will make humans multiplanetary." The world thought he was insane, NASA included. 3 rockets, 3 explosions, 0 success. The first Falcon 1 launch? Boom. The second? Boom. The third? Boom again. Billions evaporated. Every failure burned another chunk of his money. His companies were collapsing together. The media mocked him. Elon Musk is a fraud. Investors abandoned him. He had one option left: a final rocket, his last dollars, one more chance before total destruction. One night, during a company meeting, he said, "If this last rocket fails, SpaceX is done." Everyone was silent. Everyone was scared. But Elon didn't blink. Rocket that stunned the world. The 4th launch that stunned the world. September 2008. The world held its breath. 3, 2, 1, liftoff. Falcon 1 rose into the sky like a miracle. It reached orbit. Flawless. SpaceX was alive again. Elon had made the impossible possible. Hours later, NASA called. "We want to work with SpaceX." And the future changed forever.
Tesla, the car company everyone laughed at. While SpaceX was fighting death, Elon was also trying to build electric cars. People said, "Electric cars are toys. They'll never work." Elon didn't care. He poured every dollar he had into Tesla. At one point, he had so little personal money left, he had to borrow rent money. But he refused to quit. When Tesla released the Model S, the world finally understood. This wasn't a toy. This was the future. And Elon Musk became the man who wasn't afraid to die for his dreams.
The man who wanted Mars. Falcon 1 had barely touched orbit when something even crazier began. Elon Musk was no longer a businessman. He was becoming a man on a mission to rewrite the future of humanity. SpaceX started getting NASA contracts. The world began taking him seriously. But Elon? He didn't slow down, not even for a second. He wanted more, much more. The rise of SpaceX outrunning NASA. NASA was the god of space, but SpaceX? It was a group of young engineers with fire in their eyes and cheap coffee in their veins. Elon pushed them like no CEO had ever pushed anyone. Meetings at 1 a.m., launch tests at dawn, code rewrites overnight. Someone said to Elon, "This schedule is impossible." He replied, "Impossible? That's just a word people use to feel better when they quit." Then came the moment that shocked the space industry. The first privately built rocket to reach orbit,
Falcon 1. Then, the first private company to deliver cargo to the ISS, Falcon 9. Then, the world's first reusable orbital rocket, Falcon 9 booster landing. People stared at the landing booster like it came from a sci-fi movie. But Elon never smiled. He simply said, "Good, now let's land it on a ship." And they did. Multiple times.
Starlink, Internet from space. While the world celebrated rockets, Elon quietly built something even more ambitious. Starlink, a network of thousands of satellites that could beam internet anywhere on the planet. People said it was too expensive, too complex, too insane. Elon didn't care. He kept launching satellite batches, 30 at a time, 60 at a time, 100 at a time. Today, Starlink is in war zones, on ships, on airplanes, in deserts, in remote villages. It's not just internet. It's digital oxygen for the whole planet. Chat. Why did Elon buy Twitter, X? When Elon bought Twitter, the world said he's lost his mind. But he had a reason. He believed free speech was collapsing. He feared a future where only governments and corporations controlled truth. So he did what only Elon Musk would do. He bought the entire platform. $44 billion, one transaction. Then he said, "Let people speak." He turned Twitter into X, a digital battleground of ideas, a place where anyone could challenge anyone. Whether people love him or hate him, one thing is undeniable. He changed the internet forever. Broken heart. Elon Musk's personal life, the pain nobody talks about. Behind the billions, behind the rockets, behind the memes, Elon Musk carries a quiet storm. He's been through failed marriages, custody battles, media attacks, health scares, extreme work burnout. He once said in an interview, "Being me is not as fun as it looks." He often works 80 to 100 hours a week, sleeps in factories, lives inside deadlines. Success made him famous, but it also made him lonely. Yet he keeps going, not for money, not for fame, but for something deeper.
What does Elon really want? People think Elon wants to be rich, but that's not it. He wants humanity to survive. He believes Earth won't last forever. Climate change, war, asteroid impacts, population collapse. One disaster is enough to erase us. So, he wants a backup plan, a second planet, a second chance, a second home. Red, the Mars dream. Elon Musk wants to die on Mars, not as a joke, not as a PR stunt, but because he believes the future of our species depends on it. He said, "I want humans to be a multiplanetary species." And for that dream, he built Falcon Heavy, Starship, Raptor engines, the world's largest rocket factory, the world's most powerful launch tower. Starship is now the biggest, most powerful rocket ever created. Bigger than Saturn V, stronger than anything NASA ever made. Its first launch exploded. Second launch exploded. Third, partially successful. Fourth, nearly perfect. Every explosion made headlines. Every explosion made Elon smile. Because he said, if rockets aren't exploding, you're not innovating fast enough. The world changes around him. Tesla became the most valuable car company in history. SpaceX became the most successful rocket company ever. Starlink became the world's largest satellite network. X became the center of global conversation. And Elon Musk? The world called him genius, crazy, visionary, dangerous, revolutionary. But he doesn't care about labels. He cares about goals. He once said, "If something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are against you."
The future, according to Elon. Here's Elon Musk's actual long-term plan. Teach robots to work. Tesla Optimus. AI factories. Fully autonomous systems. Make Earth sustainable. Solar City. Tesla Energy. Battery revolution. Connect the human brain to AI. Neuralink. Build the world's fastest transportation. Hyperloop. The Boring Company. Bring the world's internet to space. Starlink. Create a backup civilization on Mars. SpaceX. Starship. Mars Base Alpha. Everything he does, every company he builds, every sleepless night, is driving toward one ultimate goal: a future where humanity never goes extinct. The man behind the myth. People argue about Elon Musk all the time. Some adore him, some despise him, some worship him as a hero, some call him a threat. But no one can ignore him, because he is the only man alive who looks at the impossible and says, "Give me a few years." Redbox. Final message. The man who wanted Mars. Elon Musk's story is not a story of money, not a story of luck, not even a story of intelligence. It is a story of relentless obsession, fearless ambition, inhuman work ethic, and a dream big enough to swallow fear itself. He was bullied, beaten, bankrupt, betrayed, yet he kept going. He wasn't built to quit. He was built to build. And maybe, just maybe, history will remember him not as a billionaire, but as the man who gave humanity a future beyond Earth.